Happy Sunday. Today, as of filming from the city of Shoreline, Washington State, United States of America, is Sunday for December 2022. And this is my COVID-19 pandemic updates for the day. Just two updates. So the first is the check-in. Today is day 10 on a 2 to 3 week pandemic diet or weight regulation plan / goal, and sharing it and checking in each day to kind of document the progress and how it's going and see if I'm successful or if I fail. And so today's day 10, and I achieved my diet and exercise again yesterday, and I'm partway through my food and exercise for today. So on track. It's also the 7th day of a 14-day minimum, meaning 14 or more days. I haven't yet decided on if I'm going to stop at the end of 14 days, so it'll be 2 weeks exactly, or if it'll be a few days longer. But it's a 2 to 3 week plan, so maximum is 21 total days, and since 3 days weren't on this 14-day streak, that makes the maximum days I can do my Tanis diet with PMS modifications. The maximum number of days it could be is 18. So I might just stop after 14. I'm not sure. I have not determined that yet. The end of the streak roughly correlates with a competition I'm going to write about, and writing is a good way for me to stay distracted when I'm on a diet. And so it might be good to break from the Tanis diet for a couple days and then just kind of naturally regulate kind of for the rest of the year kind of thing, because it's December 4 now, and it'd be about mid-December kind of thing. So yeah, there we go. So that's a rough, I'm thinking about it when to end the streak, but it's day 7 of a 14-day minimum streak of the Tanis diet with PMS modifications within that 2 to 3 week pandemic weight regulation plan I'm sharing. Any other update or developments in that update? Yes, so 27 days after the start of my period menstruating last cycle, my average, I have started menstruating again, which is a red flag for me because my modal cycle length is 31 days, but it can fluctuate between 30 and 31 day cycles. And I've been doing that for a few years, and this year my reproductive system got hit really hard. It gets hit really hard if I or my soulmate or soulmates are in the presence of a hostile person, and that hostile person is being actively hostile against me and or my soulmate. I found that at UC Berkeley I could be in the presence of a very abusive, very hostile supervisor, but if they weren't actively attacking me or hostile towards me, my cycle was fine. But if they were attacking me, that kind of thing, then my cycle would be like, I remember one month it was like 15 days or 25, and then there was like 25 days, and I was like, all right, this actually corresponds to being attacked or threatened physical violence and stuff like that. It's like my reproductive system knows, honey, this is really bad what's happening. And so my body physically responds and shows, it's a reminder, like, this is not an environment to have children in, right? And so this year, the deviations in my cycle have exactly corresponded and aligned with mistreatment and verbal harassment and attacking and press coverage, very abusive, that have caused mental harm to my soulmate Kyle and have caused physical harm to my reproductive system. So soulmate pairs work like that. If one of the soulmates is attacked, it is reflected in the other person's physical state, or can be at least. And so people attacking my Kyle are also attacking me and my reproductive system. And if this continues, so what I usually do is distance myself from the hostile person. However, because he's still swimming, and we don't want kids anyway, it's kind of like, well, until we can get him safely out, right? Like if he were to quit swimming today, for example, the press would still be hostile. It would still attack my reproductive system. Interviewers would still be hostile. And the flare-up, this most recent flare-up, there were a few months this year where it was okay and the press coverage wasn't that bad and he wasn't interacting with bad people. but October was the swimming, October and November, and it's December now. He's been interacting with some very hostile and abusive interviewers surrounding the Swimming World Cup this year, and then the Swimming World Championships 25 meters. And so that is reflected in an attack being documented, so to speak, recorded by my reproductive system, and like, hey, this isn't okay, we're gonna, my body is shortening my reproductive cycle. And if it's bad enough and we can't get ourselves extracted in time, I might lose my ability to have children because of this treatment. There are women who that does happen to, kind of thing. Externally forced because the body goes, it's such hostile treatment and hostile physical situations for the man and or the woman that reproductive abilities are lost by the soulmate pair. So this case is me and my Kyle. So that's the first update. So like, even if that did happen and we wanted to have our little baby girls, human children down the road, in addition to our little baby girl squirrels and baby boy squirrels, baby mixed squirrels, if we wanted to have baby girl humans down the road, and the press coverage and the interviewers were so harmful that it shut down our joined reproductive system, we would not be able to have those children because of how we've been treated by interviewers and the press and stuff. It's not unheard of. This is actually not that rare of a thing. It might be uncommon, but that does not make it rare. Second update, Ireland travel voucher. I gotta think about it. So when I COVID, and this is directly COVID-19 pandemic related, because my flights were canceled to Ireland in 2020. So I had flights to and from Ireland in 2020, and they got canceled due to the pandemic. And when I went in, I had to go in, and I could either get a travel voucher or a refund. And I did not anticipate still being in this situation at that point in time, so I chose the travel voucher instead of the refund. And now I don't have the money anymore to go to Ireland. So I'm looking at this and I'm going, you know what? Maybe I should see if I can get the refund, which I don't know is possible, but I had purposefully waited because I was like, you know, if flight and travel picks up again, I might actually be able to get a refund if the airline is doing better. In travel, sure enough, I predicted that correctly. Travel has picked up and people are traveling again, and travels are at, like, you know, all time setting records and stuff like that. So it'd be a good time. And so I was like, I have till May to use the voucher. So I was thinking maybe I'll make that like a January 2023. I have until May 2023. So I'm like, maybe that's something I'll do at the beginning of the 2023 year, is just see if I can get that refund instead of the travel voucher. I genuinely have no idea because I didn't so I would err potentially on the side of no, but I don't know because I didn't buy travel insurance. However, I don't think travel insurance covered the COVID-19 pandemic case to begin with. And that's part of why they offered the refund. So there might be a part of this where it's like, normally I might not get the refund, but because it was the COVID-19 pandemic, I might get the refund, kind of thing. So, and COVID-19 pandemic being the reason it's specific in the COVID-19 was the reason the flight was canceled. Flights were canceled in the first place. So I genuinely can say I don't know. And if I do get a refund, it's probably very pandemic specific. But if I was like, okay, maybe I'll do, so I've made playlists on my channel for sweet eats and savory eats. And they're videos where I eat something on camera and it's a sweet or a savory item. And I was like, you know, I've done some sweets and I enjoy that. Savory items are more expensive and I don't have that much money. So if I did get the refund, how could I put that into my YouTube channel? And I thought of 7 burger places where I could get a burger, side, and shake. So make it both a sweet and a savory kind of eat video. Do like the burger, side, and shake. And my 3 favorite burger chain restaurants are Red Robin, Dick's Drive-In, and Kid Valley. And 2 of those, Dick's Drive-In and Kid Valley, are Puget Sound, Washington State specific, like local chain restaurants. Red Robin is, I think it's in more than one state. in the United States of America. So I was like, I gotta go there. So these are the 7 places that I would try to get to and do like a burger, side, and shake and figure out how to film that and that kind of stuff. So Red Robin in Everett, Ray's Drive-In in Everett, Dick's Drive-In in Edmonds / Linwood, Kid Valley in Bitter Lake, which is an area in a neighborhood in Seattle. Then Nick's Junior Burger in Gyros, and that's in Everett. Red Mill Burgers, which is another, I think, local chain, if I'm recalling correctly. I have not been there, and my aunt has brought it up, so I might go there before. I don't actually know if I'm going to get the money to do this. So Red Mill Burgers, and then Herfy's Burgers, which is in Edmonds, and I, at some points in my life, have driven past there, 1 or 2 or 3 times a day, just going into Edmonds for whatever reason. So those are 7 places that I would / could maybe go if I got the money to do it. And that could be the travel voucher if I got a refund on that. It could also be something like a stimulus check if things were because of the COVID-19 pandemic and economic impacts because of the pandemic. So it's not necessarily travel voucher refund specific. However, there's a difference between a burger, side, and shake from Red Robin, which might cost like $30 pre-tip, and a donut that costs me $3 or $4. And that might be on the high side, right? So it might be like the average price for a donut might be like $2.75 or $3 or something. But so there's a bit of a price discrepancy, but price difference there. Drive-ins are less expensive, at least in my experience, in this area, Puget Sound, Washington State, United States of America. So that's one that I might be able to do anyway. And yeah, but that's talking about my travel voucher, and that might be something if the pandemic's still around and I'm still making these videos, because the pandemic is still around, I might keep you guys in the loop on that travel voucher and see what happens there. But happy Sunday, or happy day you're watching this, if it's not Sunday.